people. So today we are at Animal Kingdom. You'll have to apologies, I'm steaming up again. Just looking so it doesn't steam up too much. So we're at Animal Kingdom today and we're going to see what we can get done. Actually we're really close to Animal Kingdom, so if we don't get a lot done today, we'll come back and do it again. See you in there. Okay guys, so we made it through security and the entrance. Everybody is running to flight of passage. Everybody. We're not in with the crazies. We're going to go up there later and collect a DAS return time. We are lucky enough to have a DAS in our party, so we are going to go and collect that then. So we thought we'd have a look, stop and have a look at the birds. And what we're going to do is we're going to walk down to Kilimanjaro safaris, because we managed to get a fast return time for it, but it's at lunchtime, and obviously we know that the animals don't really want to come out at lunchtime. They're much more likely to come out about now to get feeding. So what you want to do is you want to get there first thing, either first thing or late at night to see the animals, otherwise you won't end up seeing them. So let's catch up with you there.
That's the first for Daddy. Now we're going to see somewhere else now.
This is my favourite part.
Yeah.
Fully decided. So there's a massive anteater down there. So we found otters. It's over there. It's nice and cool at the moment, so they're out and about foraging for their breakfast. So they go, they're going in the water now.
One of my favourite animals.
So we've come and had a look at the tortoises while we wait for Africa to open.
There's another one.
Oh, he's a slow guy. Looks like he has a tag for a leg.
Feeding time.
Come get ya. Come get ya.
There's so many. There must be one that's like sleeping in.
There, that's going to help you identify some of the animals that we might see out on the reserve today. Now, we might not get to see all of those animals, but we do usually have some pretty good luck. If you are taking pictures, though, I do recommend a sports or an action setting. We won't be able to stop for all of the animals, and some of them will not stop for us. When we do stop, it's only going to be for a few seconds at a time, and only in certain places, so have your cameras out and ready. Now, this first part of the reserve we're heading into is the Little Aturi Forest. And here in the forest, the animals do have natural markings and colorations that help them camouflage from their predators. So keep an eye out. Some of them are really good at hiding. There's actually one over to our right-hand side, though. It's an okapi. Now, okapis, they do have a zebra-striped hind leg, but they're not related to zebras at all. They're actually the only living relative to the giraffe. And we can tell that they're related to giraffes because male okapis do have the same little cones on top of their heads that giraffes do. Those are called ossicones.
That's why I said give it to Chloe. Did you get it? Yeah.
We're actually heading around towards a watering hole, and watering holes are great places to find animals resting or relaxing. I do see a black rhino out here to our left-hand side. We're going to pull the right to see it. Now, unfortunately, it is becoming harder and harder to find black rhinos out in the wild because they are being poached for their horns. Their horns are believed to have a medicinal value, but they actually have no value at all. They're made out of keratin, the same thing that's in our fingernails and hair. Now, because of that poaching, there's less than 5,000 black rhinos left in the entire world, which is why they're so hard to find. Inside, there is a bongo. It looks like it's munching on some breakfast up here. The bongos are known as the ghosts of the forest because they're rarely seen, and rightfully so. They love to hide behind bushes and trees.
Wow.
They do have some pretty sloped back horns. That actually helps them run really fast through the brush. Also helps to ensure they don't get caught up in the brush while they're running.
Wow.
Looking like we're going to find any more animals on this side of the forest, so we're going to make our way on over to the Safi River. Now, the Safi River is my favorite place to go looking for hippos. Now, I actually do see one coming up ahead. It's going to be just submerged under the surface here on our right-hand side by those two logs sticking up out of the water. And they do spend the majority of their days submerged in the water, only really coming out to feed at night. They can stay fully submerged under that water for about 8 minutes at a time. they'll come up for air and then go right back under. Now there's 2 over there to our right. There's a few more over on our left, so I'm going to pull a little further and then stop for both sides.
Wow.
Now when hippos do come out of the water to go searching for food, they actually have about a 6-mile search radius. And they'll eat about 80 to 90 pounds of vegetation every single day.
Wow, look.
They do know how to swim through the water, but they actually prefer to walk along the bottom. That's because they're very, very dense, and it's usually really hard for them to float.
Enjoying this, guys.
And they will eat.
Ellie's well happy, look.
A little further up ahead here, down in the water to our left, there's some Nile crocodiles down there.
Wow.
Nile crocodiles, they're cold-blooded animals. They don't sweat, so to keep themselves cool, they do like to open their jaws for some pretty long periods of time.
Look. Wow, look at that one.
They do have some very, very powerful jaws. They can crush up to 2,000 pounds worth of weight per square inch. That comes really in handy during mealtime because they can catch prey about twice their size. Actually, it looks like we're heading out of the forest and river area and into the savannah, one of my favorite parts of the reserve. And the very first thing that we're going to see here on the savannah is this beautiful baobab tree coming up on our right-hand side there. Looks like it's been uprooted and planted back upside down. That's because they're leafless about 9 months out of the year. They only really gain their leaves during the rainy season. And they're also known as the upside-down tree or the tree of life, and they can live for up to 2,000 years.
Wow.
Now, the savannah is home to some of Africa's most popular animals, including lions, giraffes, elephants, and zebras. I actually see quite a few giraffes down here. We're going to make our way further down, get a closer look at them. Giraffes, they are the tallest animals in the world. They range from 16 to 20 feet tall.
Right, be on your
At birth, they're about 6 feet tall. I actually see a baby giraffe over there.
You see giraffe? I can see him.
Now, giraffes, they are super, super tall, but that's not been right in.
Oh, look.
They're also known as painted dogs for the brushstroke-like markings on their fur. They are the most successful hunters here in Africa. That's because they will chase their prey until it falls flat from exhaustion of the time.
Wow, look at
African wild dogs will catch their prey about 90 to 95% of the time.
Wow. Look at this one, look. Look how close we are to this one, Adam.
Look how close we are to the giraffe, look.
Now,
Wow.
giraffes do spend the majority of their days eating. They only really sleep for about 30 minutes per day. When they do sleep, they like to sleep standing up. That's because it is pretty hard for them to get down on all fours and very hard to get back up from being down. So they'll only really lay down on the ground when they feel safe.
Did you see all the animals?
Some animals, like antelope, will stand on top of them.
Sky, you excited?
Speaking of smaller antelope, coming up ahead, they're going to be on our left and right hand side. They're actually in the road up here. Some springbok.
Wow, look.
Springbok are very cool animals. They can jump about 6 feet straight up into the air from a standing position and leap about 13 feet forward. When they get scared or excited, they do this thing called pronking. It's like running and hopping at the same time.
Oh, wow, they're in the road.
Antelope in the road.
Look.
Look at this one.
That is amazing. Adam,
Look,
try and
look
get
how
that
close the
giraffe.
giraffe is, look.
Wow, look. Look, they're all coming over now.
Oh, some bingo.
Wow.
Oh, look, they're all crossing the road.
Very cool. Adam, get some good photos because we're stationary, yeah? We're stopped. Don't drop my camera, please. Have it inside them.
Inside, Adam, inside.
Good boy.
Please don't try to whistle to the animals, my friends.
Stand up, stand up.
They'll go when they're ready. Look. Wow. We're on the safari ride and we just had to stop because there are springboks on the road, so we are waiting for them to go before we can carry on going.
Why did the springbok cross the road?
Look at them. They're going, so we're off now because they've moved. Ellie, you look well happy. I am. Sorry? Yeah?
Yeah.
So you like this? Yay!
Look at the
I don't care if this is all the footage I get all day.
Huh?
I don't care if this is all the footage I get all day.
Good. So you go to
Now over here
London.
to our left-hand side, it's kind of behind a bush right now. We're going to pull it a little further so we can see it. They have the tallest antelope here on the reserve. The male Patterson Zealand can stand about 6 feet tall at the shoulder. That one over to our left-hand side is actually a male. If he were standing right next to our truck, he would be about as tall as the doors on the truck. We're getting pretty close to elephant territory. There's a male elephant over there to our right-hand side, kind of hiding between the trees. You know that that's a male elephant because he's all by himself. Now we're actually heading into the red clay pits. Elephants love to hang out around here, and they'll actually eat the red clay. It acts as a vitamin for them, giving them minerals that they don't normally get from their herbivore diet. Looks like there have been some elephants through here pretty recently. I see some tusk marks in the clay, some footprints on the ground. Wow. Keep going, see if we can find them out here.
Sorry for bumping this guys, but you know, you're doing the ride with me.
I do see one a little further up the head coming up to our left-hand side. Now elephants, they do have some very, very sensitive skin, so they like to throw dirt or mud onto their backs to help act as a natural sunblock for them. Actually very afraid of bees. So farmers in Kenya are using that information to put beehive fences around their normal crops. That way the elephants don't destroy them, and they won't hurt the elephants.
Can you see elephant? Wow. Hello, elephant. Say hello, elephant.
It's so cool. Look at that one over there.
Now just like rhinos, elephants are also facing a very serious poaching issue. About 90 elephants a day are losing their lives due to the poaching of their ivory tusks. That's about one elephant every 15 minutes. On towards the flamingo island here, there's actually quite a few greater flamingos out there to our left-hand side. Greater flamingos are the lightest pink of the flamingo species. They get that pink coloration from the brine shrimp and brill that they eat. They won't exactly get those pink feathers until about a year after birth. They're born gray, and they will keep those gray feathers until their diets do start to kick in.
Amazing. Look, you can see a grey one there.
Wow, you see flamingo.
Wow. Look. Wow. Adam, look.
White rhinos actually get their names from the mispronunciation of the Afrikaans word "weit," meaning wide, for their broad mouths. They are also being poached for their horns, but they're a little bit more common than the black rhinos that we saw back in the forest. Now, both black and white rhinos are actually gray. The only big difference between the two is that the white rhino is quite a bit larger. They do also have that broader mouth shape.
We are so close to these animals right now. That's Josie. Who's that?
Elephant.
Who's that? Who is it? Ben? Who's that?
Out at the head, this rock formation is called a kopie, and kopies are usually a great place to find lions resting.
Adam.
Now, lions, they are nocturnal animals, usually pretty hard to find during the day, but keep your eyes open as we head around the kopie. We might get lucky enough to find one.
Must be a lion.
On our left-hand side, some warthog burrows. You do see a warthog up there. They're right behind that second tree here. Looks like they're about to roll around in the mud there. The warthogs are the largest burrowing mammals. They like to burrow their own burrows, but they will also use burrows left behind by other small animals. When they do go into their burrows, they like to back into them. That's because they use their tusks as a defense system. Their tusks are razor sharp, and it does help to ward off any predators.
Sorry for the quick zoom there, guys. I wanted you to see the warthogs.
Laying down on the ground up here, too, our right-hand side, a couple of bontebok. In the 19th century, bontebok were hunted nearly to extinction. There are only about 17 left in the entire world, and you can only find them on reserves like this one. They are very closely related to the wildebeest. We can tell by the shape of their head. It's a very... looks like coming up ahead on our left-hand side, there's a scimitar horned oryx standing at the very top of the hill here on our left. They get that name from the Middle Eastern scimitar sword because their horns look just like it. These guys can go up to 9 months without drinking water. That's because they don't sweat until their body temperature reaches about 115 degrees.
Let's see, let's have a go.
Try to pull around so we can see its face.
Oh wow, Sky, look at that.
Can you see it? Can you see it?
Adam, that's probably enough of that one.
Now, my friends, it does look like our safari is coming to its end. I'm going to be bringing you back to the village area out there. Some zebras and more okapi as well. If you're looking for animals like tigers, bats, Komodo dragons, or even just some monkeys, you can head over to Asia. You'll find those animals at the Maharaja Jungle Trek. I do hope you got to see some of your favorite animals here on the safari, and if you didn't, feel free to come back at any time. No two safaris are ever the same. The animals do make sure of that. If you are interested in learning a little bit more about how you can help the animals, talk to the villagers back in Harambe. If you're interested in donating to help them, they'll take any donation for you and match it dollar for dollar. Just go straight into helping these beautiful animals all around the world. Here, after all, once again, my name is Holly, and I really hope you enjoyed your safari today. If you have any questions as you're coming off the trip, please feel free to come up and ask. I don't bite.
Thank you.
So guys, we've just come off of Kilimanjaro safaris. It was amazing. We've seen loads of animals. Hopefully you've seen them too. Everyone's just having a water break now. So Ellie, what do you reckon? It was great. I loved it. You loved it? Yeah. Best ride? Yeah. Ben? Joseph?
Fine.
I want to go to the back now. Yeah? Mark, that was one of your favourite rides, wasn't it?
My favourite, well, second favourite thing so far.
What's your favourite thing so far?
is to see the manatees. They got smell like marijuana.
Let's go and see what else we can do at Animal Kingdom today. Guys, we've seen a gorilla. A silverback gorilla. There. Behind that palm tree, Lee. Don't do that to the animals, you're not allowed to.
Where's it say?
Oh, look at that. I love that he's holding a leaf in his mouth. Is he holding that in his mouth? No. Yeah.
No, it's under his chin.
It's on his chin. That is amazing. We've got one sitting there trying to hide away from everybody. That is just amazing.
Is that Daddy? Is that Daddy?
Hi guys, so we've been on to Expedition Everest, absolutely loved that. Ellie didn't like that ride at all. Then we went on to Cali River as it was only a 15-minute wait, which is good for us because it is now a 70-minute wait. So we've also been on It's Tough to Be a Bug. This guy didn't like that at all, Ellie didn't like that either. It's now, as in Disney tradition, it's raining, so we don't like wearing the ponchos because it just gets too hot and sweaty, so actually we just brave it. I'm happy that it's raining. Adam's happy that it's raining, so, and we don't bring out umbrellas either because it's stupidly, so we're those crazy people that you see walking through the rain with no umbrella and no poncho on. So we decided to come into the shop while we wait for our next fast pass, which is any time between 20 past 11 and 30 past 12, and that is from Nappy River. So we are just having a look at all the merch inside here. I absolutely love this spirit jersey. Purple spirit jersey. It's got the detailing on the front and it's got Walt Disney World on the back, but it is $65. So look, $65 before tax, and that's just not doable at the moment. That is just not doable at the moment. That's just too much. So we'll wait till the end of the holiday and see if we can get it then. I've also seen some Halloween ears. I'll use that photo here. I want those as well, so I'll let you know in later vlogs to see whether we actually managed to get those ears or not, because they are $27, and Lee was like, no more ears. Let's go and have a look. Where did Mark and Tammy go? Oh, what's that one? Show us, Stan. How much is that? $40. $40, so $40 for that t-shirt there. Oh, I like that one. Do you like that one, Ellie? Yeah. How much is that one? You think 65 as well?
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
65.
Then I'm going to add.
They've got a lot of Pride stuff out here at the moment because in America it's Pride Week, so oh, that's nice. I like that. That's got detail down the arm as well.
It hasn't got anything on the back.
No, but it's got the detail down the arm, so that's nice. Is that 65 as well?
40.
That's only 40 because it's not a spirit jersey. We appear to have lost Mark and Tammy, so we're going to go so we can find them. And if it stops raining, we'll catch it in Pandora. Right guys, it's not raining, so we are heading towards Pandora. So let's go and see what all the fuss is about. So we are heading into Pandora.
I must admit, I've never seen
Avatar.
yeah. Never seen it the whole way through. Got bored.
The sign over there says, I see you. I can't say it. Ole Nagas Kami. But I say it. Anyone that's seen Avatar will really appreciate Pandora. Ellie hasn't seen it all the way through.
Neither.
Chloe hasn't either. So they are rookies.
I've seen all of them.
You've seen all of Avatar?
Yes.
What
I've
about
only seen the first one though.
There is only one of Avatar.
Oh, I thought there was a sequel to
No, there's one of Avatar.
Oh, this is over yesterday for a sequel to it.
What? Yeah,
It's the second chapter.
Oh yeah, that's the new one, yeah, because they only did the first chapter. They need to do the other chapter.
Okay.
Towards Navi River, which I think is that way. I've never been to this part, Mark. This bit wasn't here when I came here before. So this is all new to me as well. Right, the toilets are down here, aren't they? Or are they there? Toilet stop! We'll return after a quick toilet stop. Yeah, we're about to go into
No one wants a video.
Good, then I don't need to. Wow.
The camera don't do it justice.
I know. The camera really doesn't do it justice. Wow.
It looks so real.
The camera really doesn't do it justice. Look at those. That is so cool. Look, Adam.
Yeah.
There you are. Look, Adam, look at it.
Whoa. Hope we see the banshee.
Wow. That is so cool, isn't it?
But I feel like if I didn't see the Avatar movies, I'd just be like a bunch of like good looking lights.
Yeah, but now you
I
really appreciate it, don't you?
Look, it looks so much like the film.
It is so much like the film, isn't it? That's alright, just appreciate it for what it is then, Jojo. Guys, you need to have come and seen the film before you come on this ride. You need to have watched Avatar to really fully appreciate it. Colour is amazing. just come off Navi River and oh my word, that was amazing. Absolutely loved it. Loved it. We're going to do it again when Lee's with us, because we say that we're going to stay to spin a Victoria this summer. But it's just amazing here. I love it. If you haven't been before, you need to come to Pandora. Seriously, it is amazing. We're going to come back in the night time so we can see all the others as well. But have a look now. It is just amazing. Detail they have put into Pandora is brilliant. Oh, and Chloe's just got stopped. Chloe, what did you just get stopped for?
Yeah, but someone really liked my ears, but I got them from Paris and she's American.
Yeah, so she was like, I really love your ears, they're so cute, where'd you get them from? So I was like, I'm really sorry, from Paris, and she was like, oh no! So, but we're going to go on flight of passage now, so we can't take you with us, because obviously that is a non-camera ride, so we'll see you guys later.
Here to all the way over there on the other side of the courtyard, right over there next to that gentleman there with the white hat, the blue shirt. This one is not paying any attention? Not paying any attention at all. He is right there. What's your name, sir? This is Ron. Oh, everybody say hi, Ron. Hi, Ron. Ron, by standing here, you just volunteered to be a human target. Congratulations. Sometimes you stand right on this other side of the black line. If something goes horribly wrong, that black line will fully protect you. All right, this is it. Look right there. Tiny on that old sugar. That's amazing. He's answering them out. Oh, he's answering them out of the way. That's very nice. That's very kind of him. Minus 6 now. Just a little once. Could you please give me a little bit of encouragement? Absolutely. I'm trying to get on with it.
What, you have to wait?
All right, Ron. I don't think you want to hug this thing. You know what? Ron's feeling pretty good over there. So I'm starting to get a little nervous. I could use some encouragement from all of you since my instructor's not helping me out any. So when I say hit it, I need all of you to shout out as loud as you can. Crash, you got this. Hit it.
Crash, you got this.
You bet I do. Here I go, Ron. Yeah. Looking good. Feeling good. Are you really on course? Hold on, don't worry. Everything's fine. I got this. See? Yeah. Get back on track. Hey, Ron. Say bye, Ron. Where are you going? Hey, there's a pre-roll test, right? Yeah. I'm pre-rolling. Well, you know, I'm going to do better on that one. All right, test number 3, pre-roll is complete. And that is golden. Golden. All right, right on. Test number 4, accelerating. Hit the brakes. Got it. Hit the brakes. Hit the brakes. I'm trying to come close around there. I know, I see it. Hit the brakes. Okay. Nailed it. Okay, Ron, you doing all right? Everybody give around a big round of applause. Yeah, Ron. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ron. Thanks, bud. I greatly appreciate the fact you were willing to stand somewhere that I wasn't going to. So thank you for your helping out there. I'm going to say that test number 4 was not perfect, but it was passable. So test number 4 is complete, and that is golden. Golden! All right. And Ron, you can return to your family now. You are relieved of duty in the corner there. Thank you. Actually, hold on here real quick. Hey, guys, pretty show of hands. How many people just got here and have no idea what's going on? Just out of curiosity, by a show of hands, how many of you have been here the whole time and have no idea what's going on? Ron was like, I still don't know how to read it. All right, okay. All right, let's do a quick little recap here. Get everybody all caught up on the same page. Here we go. Instructor, rookie, utility golden reputation, final solo checkoff, run 5 tests. How many tests? 5. If he succeeds, I get to wear this suit. If he fails, I get eaten. 4 tests down, 1 to go. I'm Midas. I'm Crash. And we are Pandora Rangers. Hey! All right, everybody's got up. Time to go on the final test. Yeah. Speed test. Speed test? Yeah. Not the speed test. That's the speed test. Crash has to get that beat from there all the way to over here in 2 seconds top. So 2 seconds top. We might pass this. Come on, listen, you're so close to passing the assessment. We all know what happens if you do not pass all 5 flying test.
If I don't pass all 5 tests, I don't get to wear this protective suit into the wilds of Pandora.
Yeah, without the suit,
I'm going to get eaten.
yeah, that is not cool. Because no one wants to see crabs get eaten, do they? No, Neil here, Neil is like,
He was like,
he was very indifferent. He
very different about me getting eaten. Come on, man.
It's like, you're right here. He's got a cool anniversary gift.
Very specific. No, you know what? No, I got this. I can do this. Come on, let's do this.
All right.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, just the Pandora. Here's what I need to use to help me out. The Pandora, he can do this in 2 seconds or less. So I need you to pull out any type of timing device you might have, whether it's in your pocket, it's on your wrist. Set it in the timer mode, all right? I'm going to say, on your board, get set. You guys are all going to yell out, go! What are you going to yell out?
Go!
All right, Crash, you ready?
So ready.
Everybody, are you ready?
Yeah!
Everybody ready?
Yeah!
All right, you ready? Hit those timers. Here we go. On your mark. Get set. Go! 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Launch your forward off the starting blocks at maximum velocity. You know what's velocity because I specified both speed and direction. That's right. I am the embodiment of speed. Now, stop those timers.
Hey, guess what? I guess the 18th anniversary is fast. What the hell? Amazing.
That was, but we gotta keep this official. So go ahead, everybody, shout it out. One more time.
An hour. I didn't think you would hit the calendar.
You also made wrong with the calendar. It doesn't even make sense. Come on, somebody had it in. Somebody broke it.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what did you say? 2 seconds. What's your name? Charlie? Charlie, come here. Come here, Charlie. Come over here. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Charlie, I didn't recognize you. You're not uniform. Stand right here. Turn around. Everybody, this is Charlie. She's the official timekeeper for the Pandora Rangers.
Yay!
And Charlie, you said that Crash only has time for 2 seconds to pass. What did you say, Charlie? 2 seconds! According to Charlie, Crash has passed, and that is golden!
You can hear that pass. And I'm not going to get eaten.
Really sorry to see that, Charlie, but because of Charlie, because of all of you, Crash is ready to see out to the wilderness, Pandora, and unfortunately for your anniversary, not get eaten. Yeah, all right.